Welcome to this conversation about FLOCERT and about FLOCERT's past and present and future. I would like to start with Ruth because you've been around at the fair trade system actually longer since FLOCERT exists. Yeah. And FLOCERT is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. So when did you start in the system?
I actually started as an intern in what it was altogether one single movement, and then I moved to Argentina, and then I became an auditor for FLOCERT, right? So because there were actually the first producer organizations being certified in Argentina, and as I was there and I had the previous experience, they hired me. I was hired as an auditor there.
Today you are managing the Smart Assurance program at FLOCERT.
Exactly.
And Jannis, thanks to you as well, you have also been, I think, taking a lot of different positions in FLOCERT, and today you are the interim director of operations here in Bonn. When did you start and how did you start at FLOCERT?
Yeah, for me, when I started early 2008, and I came to know about FLOCERT from my flatmate. It was when still being at university.
Wow.
So we were in a shared flat, and my flatmate, she worked for Fairtrade International as a student assistant.
Yeah.
And she told me, okay, there is this vacancy coming up as a trade certification assistant, which I took over from a colleague who now also is a friend.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, February 2008. I started in trade certification, and it was a very dynamic period within FLOCERT, very dynamic. I had multiple positions.
The two of you, you've kind of captured the whole development of the young FLOCERT and now the grown-up FLOCERT. How would you say has the way we certify or the way we assure fairness for fair trade, how has that changed over the years?
It has become way more professional over the years, of course. We really develop ways of working, procedures, structures, covering both producer certification and trader certification, because at the beginning we didn't certify traders. We were only checking producers and doing a flow of goods of traders, but we didn't audit them. So we started auditing traders, ensuring that they're paying, the right price, the right premium, etc. And it has, as I say, I think professionalism is what I will capture everything. I think.
Yes, it was when I joined. It was a bit later than Ruth. The producer certification was already quite developed. We had a proper system in place. Whereas, as Ruth also mentioned, trader certification was, I don't want to call it disorganized, but it was not so formal. We received the application, we issued an approval email, and that was it. Right? There was no certificate issued. There were no regular audits. There were only these flow of goods reports, and this, as you ask, how it has evolved. For me, now it's sort of like an end of a cycle, right? Because at the time, all traders were reporting, right? But we felt it's not sufficient to really provide assurance. So we said, okay, no, we have to also do audits, and we moved to the other extreme, and we relied purely on audits. When it came to trader certification. And now I think we are at a stage where we have a combination of both, right? We have structural reporting of all our producer organizations and traders, and we have those two elements, like the reporting and the auditing, really complement each other very well. So I think we have gone a long way, and I feel privileged to have been part of this development.
What's about the Smart Assurance? And what does it do for us at FLOCERT?
There is such a richness on what we do, on the whole auditing process, and it's important that information is captured because it's wanted, it's demanded. We can return this information back to the producer organizations, and they can be empowered by it, and they can communicate about themselves with that information instead of just being something used for audits, right? So in that sense, it's smart, trying to reuse everything. But it's also smart in the use of technology, as we were saying, and it's not something that we're just doing now for the first time. I mean, as I just mentioned, we were using our platform, our intact platform for already quite some time, right? But we're trying to get more out of it and trying to invest in technology to be able to again get more.
Only with the Smart Assurance program, I think now we are in a position to really leverage that data also for assurance purposes. So which also means the customers benefit from it, right? They have a burden because they have to put the data into our system. But now we have an extended toolbox to provide assurance, and what it also ensures is that we can instantly act if we get the system is as smart as giving us a notification if there's something that could be a non-conformity, and we can act immediately. We don't only rely on the audit, right? I think this is what I said before. I think at the time we realized, okay, we need an audit, and that's still absolutely valid. But I think there's more tools available to us now than only the audit, which is it's a game changer for us and for our clients.
With all the assurance methodologies we now have, and with the toolbox, and the emphasis on data, what still is the value of an audit?
We need to acknowledge the fact that the standards, the flat rate standards that we certify against, they are quite broad, right? There are also elements that are, where we absolutely have to be on site to audit them.
Because you need people interacting, and we also need the auditors, we need the brain of the auditors. This is not just an exercise of a just knowledge. We need a person there interpreting their reality that they're seeing, that is also modifying the conversations that this person are having. It's not the same as just seeing all from far away or seeing it remotely. You need a person there. Right? But that person and that brain that is going there is now supported with a lot of information. That's also something that we're working on, providing tools to the auditors so they can already have some of the data pre-analyzed for them, and they have got some flags to alert them of some transactions that might be wrong, etc. So they can really gain time on that process and spend more of their time and energy on the interaction part, which is where we really need them. Yeah.
Maybe to really be very concrete and explicit about what Ruth just described. I mean, in the past, when the auditors, they were assigned an audit, they knew the name of the company, they knew the product that they were trading. But already their supplier and their buyers, they wouldn't know until they were on site. So now they have access to a dashboard where they can not only see their suppliers and their customers, but they can also see all the transactions that have been reported into our traceability system. So the auditors are much better prepared than they used to be already when going on site.
What's in store for Smart Assurance in the next couple of years? So are there any digital tools or any add-ons or any other dashboards, for example, that you want to talk us through?
Jannis was explaining of the different toolbox that we have now for trader certification. We are doing the same now. We're in the process of doing the same for producer certification, right? So that is what we are working on at the moment. It's different because by nature the producer audits and the trader audits are quite different. So we just need to apply the same logics but adapt it to the reality of producer certification. That's one. That's a big one.
What do you think it takes for a certification body like FLOCERT to be relevant and credible?
The way of just providing certification, this is a certificate and that's it, is not enough. There is the need of a rich flow of information, let's say, from the producer to the consumer. And that's what we're trying to change towards, right? I mean, to be able to provide that.
And I would add to that, it's in addition, I think certification or assurance in general needs to be more instant, if I may use that term, because even a system that is dependent on annual audits, if it's purely about annual audits, it's always a snapshot at the time of the audit. But whatever happens between the two audits, normally assurance providers have a blind spot there, and I think this is what we have to continue investing into to basically constantly monitor compliance, right? To no longer have a snapshot, even if it's every year. I think that's the key to remain the relevance we have in the market.